Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Xeno, the personification of a cry for help, and today we're going to be continuing Promises to Keep. This time recorded, not streamed. So last time I left off on this game, I was on Artemis's route, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting close to the end of it. So this might be a shorter video, might not be, who knows. Either way, I think the longer the better. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue. I head back out to the living room, working on another reply to Artemis. Any idea how much longer you two will be out? Why, you miss me already? Maybe I do. That's fair. Maybe I miss you too. Hypothetically speaking, of course. Of course. Theo and I are helping shovel at the moment. Well, more accurately, Theo is helping shovel it, and I'm also here. Maybe I'll break off and head back after we're done. If you want, I promise there's not much interesting happening here. Good. I've had enough interesting to last a fucking lifetime. Same. Be back in 10 to 15 minutes. See you soon, furball. I pocket my phone with a smile. The living room looks pretty much the same as usual, with no trace of last night's mess. I stroll past a merrily crackling fire and head into the den. Ollie! My favorite character! Oh my god, I love him so much. I can't wait to play his route. Oh, I'm so excited. Where I find a familiar green dinosaur fussing over the bookshelves. Morning, Ollie. Oh, good morning, Leo. Well, I guess it isn't really morning anymore. Ollie waves a claw lightly. As far as I'm concerned, morning is whenever you wake up. Anyway, how are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I say, chuckling good-naturedly. I'm fine, really. How'd you sleep? Like a rock. A particularly sleepy rock. Hope it was nice. Long naps like that are 50-50 for me. I either feel invincible or like I just get hit by a truck. There's no in-between. I wouldn't say a truck. Maybe a nice minivan? Oh, okay, I see. Very manageable. Ollie giggles softly and takes a seat in one of the repositioned armchairs. I nuzzle into the other chair, tucking my legs underneath me on the big cushion. Still though, I'm glad you were able to get some extra shut-eye. To be waking up so early after a night of drinking. If I were in your position, I would have been a puddle of slime. All my atoms would have dissociated from each other and scattered into the ether. Honestly, I feel like I came pretty close to doing just that. Still though, the three of you did such good work, and so fast too. I mean, pretty much everything was already done by the time the rest of us woke up. All thanks to Theo and Artie. You're selling yourself short, you know. You've been through so much in the past few days. It's honestly impressive that you can stay so positive. I shrug, not really knowing how to respond. I certainly don't feel impressive. I'm sorry, Leo. What for? I'm just sorry that all of this has happened to you. You don't deserve it. You deserve much, much better. Ollie, you're such a sweetheart. I wanna fucking smooch him. Oh my god, he's so adorable. Ugh. I mean, I guess, yeah, maybe. I stroke the fur on the back of my head, blushing slightly. But how often in life do we actually get what we deserve? Good point. Oops, one thing to say, time to change tact. Overall though, it could be much, much worse. At least I have you all to worry about me. That brings a smile back to his face. Oh, definitely. Between the five of us, you've got no shortage of worriers. Because, as you know, worrying about a problem hard enough fixes it. Ollie giggles at his own joke, nestling further into his chair. It strikes me that I haven't seen him look this comfortable before. He must finally be settling in here. My bubbling curiosity finally starts to boil over. There probably won't be a better time to ask this, so here goes. Hey, speaking of warriors, can I ask you something about Artemis? Ollie tilts his head, blinking curiously at me. Sure. Probably anyway. Oh yeah, because Leo dreamt the backstory of Artemis and what Artemis went through. With the fucking nightclub and everything. Oh shit. And what if he's gonna talk about it here? You said you met Artemis in college, right? Ollie nods, clapping his claws together quietly. Yeah, it was my junior year, I think. I hope you don't mind my asking, but how do I approach this? What exactly do I want to ask? What was he like back then? The dino is silent for a few long moments, but the claw clacking continues. He was wilder, more restless than he is now. He had this manic energy about him, and he was always moving, like he was afraid to slow down. The dino's voice changes, deepens. His usual flighty tone solidifies, and tints on a new musicality. But he was kind, and sweet, and a good listener, just like he is now. Yeah, I do my best to keep my voice steady and nonchalant. I bet he had lots of friends. Oh, that's such a cute fucking face! I love him. Ollie's brow darkens and his claws freeze mid-clack. His face twists into the closet approximation to anger I've seen him express. I wouldn't call them friends. His words are quiet and soft-spoken, but I can feel the thrashing, roaring energy cage just behind them. Ollie doesn't elaborate. His eyes are fixed on something long past. I push a little further. I take it they weren't good to him? No, not at all. The venom in his words stirs the air, smoldering and spinning like thick, choking smoke, like a bright, sparkling flame. They used him when they wanted to, and ignored him when they didn't. Kept him chained to them, like a bird in a cage. Somewhere, I hear the cold, sonorous sound of an iron door swinging shut. No, wait. It was... Oh, that's the front door! Ollie jumps to his feet in an instant, claws once again fiddling at high speed. Listen, Leo, I would appreciate if, I won't tell anyone else, promise. Just like last time, we never had this conversation. Relief spreads across his face. Thank you. I'm literally a chatterbox. I'm sorry, Ollie's stream of apologies are cut short as the bird himself strides into the room, still shaking snow off of his clothes. Speaking of chatterboxes, I'm back. So I see. I was just helping Ollie get things settled in here. Sure, yeah. His eyes twinkle. Bet you were helping a lot from that armchair. I immediately stand up, sticking my tongue out at the sassy bird. How were things out there? Ollie blurts out, clearly eager to change the subject. Believe it or not, there's a lot of snow. Artemis pulls off his beanie and shits it out, running a talon through his tousled hair. Theo's still out and about, of course. But my arms hurt and I'm tired. He looks it. He's definitely been awake since the incident this morning. I'm starting to feel guilty about my nap. Maybe we can just chill for a bit? Without any more major historical events? Sure. Is it alright if I join you two? Artemis blinks at him. Of course, Ollie. What made you think I wasn't inviting you? Oh! Ollie's eyes flit to me. Just being silly, I guess. There's a novelty. Artemis says gently, shoving his warm beanie back into place. Is it okay if we go back down to the basement? I know it's a little chilly down there for you, Ollie. Artemis, please. I'll be fine. That's cool with me. You can pick up a snack from the kitchen if you need. Nah, I ate. One of the neighbors paid for our shoveling service and sandwiches. Wouldn't it be easier if everyone just paid for everything in sandwiches? Imagine it. A sandwich-based economy. I mean, depending on what kind of sandwich, they would probably spoil. And you wouldn't be able to carry very many at once, so I'm really not sure that... Artemis holds up a talon to shush him, face alight with mirthful exasperation. I didn't mean literally imagine it. Look, never mind, forget I said anything. Oh. Right, sorry. Even with the limitation I mentioned, though, it would probably still be preferable to our current economy. Amen to that. We make our way across the now familiar house, heading for the basement. So, did you have anything in mind? Any activities? Nope, nothing at all. I'm honestly running out of ideas for things to do here. The cabin fever is setting in already. Artemis? Yes? Would you mind putting on one of your playlists? I could. Don't know if you'd be interested, Leo. Ollie turns to me excitedly. Artemis has incredible music taste. He's introduced me to so many artists over the past few years. Before I met him, I just kinda listened to the same video game soundtracks over and over again. And like I told you back then, there's nothing wrong with that. Sure, you can put on a playlist. Honestly, it'd be nice to just sit and vibe out for a while. Artemis sets up a Bluetooth speaker as I scroll through his formidable music collection. What kind of mood do I want right now? What are these options? Wait, what the hell are these options? Enrichment from my enclosure. Chat, is this real? Mimetic hazard, do not click. Now, let me save. I'm kind of curious. What the fuck is the mimetic hazard do not click? It's given dead dove do not eat. Anyway, let's check. Wait, they're playlist names? Oh yeah, because they're looking at playlists. Without a doubt, this is the longest, foulest, most brainstorm-riddled meme song playlist I have ever seen in all my days. What? Nothing. I can see you judging me over there. Good, I'm glad. I press play. The Bluetooth speaker begins booming out a particularly famous song. From a particularly infamous band. One that started with S and rhymes with Mashmouth. Oh. Anyway, that's gonna be it for the video, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Click here to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Bluestate. Link is in the description below. Go ahead and play Promises Achieved, and I'll see y'all next time. Just kidding. I can't. Artemis immediately facepalms. Ollie, however, begins bouncing in his seat, giggling up a storm. Ooh, yay, you picked one of my favorites. This is the last time I hand you the metaphorical ox. You know you'll love it, Artemis. I do not. Yes, you do. You're tapping your foot. I am not. Hey, this is your playlist. You wrote this. Honestly, so many of these songs were good even before they became memes. But their meme status kinda supercharged them, made them stick in our collective memory as a society, but often in a way or context that is completely different from what the artist intended. It's a little weird to think about, really. I'm not sure there was anything quite like a meme song before the internet. That's a decent point. The closest thing I could come up with is songs used in movies, TV, and advertisements. That's fair. Like that one song in the late 90s movie about the meteor. I can't remember the names of either right now, but that's probably for the best. I'm not sure you're actually allowed to say the titles out loud anyway. Huh? What do you mean? Don't worry about it. You made a good point though, Artemis, when you mentioned TV and movies. I just have a new counter-argument whenever someone tries to claim that the internet has made us dumber as a species. Oh, if anyone says that, they're 100% full of shit. We've always been this stupid, as proven by the literally millennia-old graffiti found at archaeological dig sites. It's all lewd drawings and archaic your mom jokes. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Wow, yeah, another good point. That's wild to think about. The fact that we can still read stupid shit written by people thousands of years old? Just think of all the insane garbage people will uncover from our time. What would archaeologists from the year 4000 think of vines? Or the one meme that's just the letter E? Oh my god, they're just bringing all the good shit. That's honestly not the worst legacy we could leave behind. At least it's harmless. True. Very true. By the way, are you keeping an eye on the time? Weren't you going to host that online game night this evening? Oh shit! Ollie jumps from his comfy spot on the couch and his phone catapults off his lap onto the floor. Ah, fuck! He scoots it up and starts for the stairs, waving a hasty goodbye at the two of us. Good talking to you. Sorry I rambled so much. Okay, goodbye, I'm already late. He vanishes up the stairs in a flurry of claws and feathers. What a guy. Yes. Ollie is probably my favorite person in the whole world. Artemis' tone is completely sincere. I think I can see why. Good. I'd honestly be concerned about our compatibility if you couldn't. Ollie's departure slows the conversation to a comfortable halt. Time passes as the music plays on. Artemis and I silently enjoy each other's company, speaking only to request a specific song, or to skip one. And before either of us know it, night falls. Long after the daylight vanishes and the house lights come on, I look up from my phone to see Artemis sliding on his boots, clearly preparing to go outside. Hey, you heading out? He startles slightly, almost like he forgot I was there. Yes? His voice is clipped, purposefully flat. Just for a minute or two. Feeling a little stir-crazy, I guess. He won't meet my eyes. He turns his back to me and rifles through his bag. I'll just be gone a few minutes. He stuffs something into his pocket, shoulders stiff and secretive. A flash of memory. The chill of a cold metal railing. The sparking flare of a small, controlled flame. Oh. Going out for a smoke? He freezes and finally turns to face me, face flushed with surprise and guilt. Shit, was I really that obvious? I chuckle softly. Lucky guess. I slide my legs off the couch and tuck my phone away. Mind if I come with? You smoke? No, just thought I'd keep you company. He wrestles with the thought for a moment. Okay, fine, just don't stand downwind of me. The two of us stood up and head to the living room. Artemis holds the door open for me as we step outside onto Theo's front porch. Ooh! Ooh, so pretty. Tag yourself, I'm the trash can that toppled over. At this point in the evening, the wind is quite mild, gently stirring my fur and clothes. The dim shine of the stars and street lamps is magnified tenfold by the snow, rendering the whole street visible. Artemis lets out a breath I didn't realize he'd been holding. He leans against the railing of the porch, looking out over the soft, white ocean beyond. He pulls a fresh pack of cigarettes from his pocket, plucking one out with slightly trembling talons. He stops, though, right before lighting it, and turns to me. Don't ever do this, okay? I laughed good-naturedly, shoving my paws into my hoodie pockets. Okay, deal. I'm not kidding. The lighter flares up, reflecting off his flinty eyes, and the first sinuous tendrils of smoke swirl away into the night sky. I've been trying to quit for 5, almost 6 years now. I do pretty good during the warmer months, but... He ashes the cigarette lightly and deliberately into a small potted ashtray. My eyes catch the glimmer of words carved into its silver surface, but he tucks it away again before I can make them out. When winter rolls around, something about the cold. I miss it. It makes me miss it. And the feeling comes and goes too. It's never predictable. When I'm bored, when I'm anxious, hell, when I see someone else smoking, even if it's just in a movie or whatever, I itch. He releases a thin stream of smoke from his delicately curved beak. It sucks. His tone turns steely, sharp with frustration. I hate it. It's a shitty, expensive, disgusting habit. It's horrible for you. It makes your breath stink. It makes you smell like shit. It cleans out your bank account. And I fucking love it. I love the way it feels. And the way it makes me look. When I smoke, I know I look good. I stop worrying about it. And it cuts my anxiety like almost nothing else. When the power went out yesterday and everyone was running around and talking over one another, I was panicking. I was panicking really fucking hard. And I just kept thinking about that little pack hidden away in my bag. My holiday gift to myself. Another soft, loving drag. I watched him savor it like it was his last breath on Earth. I held out until now. I just can't help it. Whenever I leave it behind, I want it back. And that's why I'm standing out here in the cold like an idiot. Like all the other idiots who stand out in the cold, quietly, literally burning through their lives like candle wax. It's a mistake I make over and over and over again, which of course makes it a choice, not a mistake. He falls silent then, watching the ephemeral smoke curl around the stars in wide shifting loops, and in turn I watch it curl around him, around his slender face, across his neatly tousled hair. I watch his talons, sleek and dexterous, that gentle way that handled that wretched little cylinder. He holds it so tenderly, and it hurts him so deep. It's not fair. With a gentle sigh, he leans forward onto the metal railing of Theo's porch, eyes cast skyward into the infinite forever. I join him, savoring the soft, insistent chill of the snow-kissed iron. So pretty! I've changed a lot over the past few years. His voice is small, hushed, like a kid telling a secret, its usual easy melody nowhere to be found. His eyes remain fixed on the night sky, on the bare silver of moon shone through the clouds. I've gone through the lengthy process of reorienting my life, pretty much from scratch. I'm proud of how far I've come, but sometimes it just feels like I'm running away from myself, like I'm a shadow tethered to a post. And no matter how far I stretch, I can't ever break free. A shadow, just passing through life in the periphery, as stable and as solid as smoke, as the frosty clouds we breathe in winter. Artemis. How's that for depressing? He turns back to me with a starry excuse for a half smile, clearly desperate to lighten the mood. I softly clear my throat and oblige him, ignoring my heavy heart. I've heard worse. I bet you have. Even my trauma is mid. Are you sure about that? He lets out a slightly forced laugh and stubs out the ashen remains. The pack disappears into his pocket, and then reappears. He lights up a second. I'm gonna be really annoying here and say it again. Don't do this. Hey, look at me, okay? His voice turns urgent now, almost desperate. I need to know you're listening. I am. Listen, the smell of smoke really fucking disgusts me, so I can't. Like, if someone smells like smoke, I'm just like, be fucking for real. Oh my god. Smiling softly, I humor him, me and his dark fervent eyes. I am a bad influence. Do better than me. Okay, Artemis, I'll do better than you. I'm serious, you know. Yes, you've been very clear about that. Just cause... I feel like I always come off as a sarcastic, cynical little shit, so... When I'm being legitimately genuine, I really gotta lay it on thick, you know? Yes, I hear you. In fact, I'm hating on every word. With a stiff nod, he finally turns away. Okay, awkward PSA over, we can be normal again. What do you mean, again? When were we ever normal? That gets a real smile out of him. Fair enough. That's definitely my fault. I've never been any fun to flirt with. I always take it too seriously or not seriously enough. He sighs theatrically and shoves his talons in his pockets, smoke dangling lightly from his beak. I'm just not very easy to love, that's all. My heart almost breaks right there and then. I just can't keep quiet after a line like that. Oh yeah? For once I speak before thinking, before censoring, before pulling away. And who told you that? He turns to me then, honest surprise on his face. My mind is rent by flashes of ripped black jeans and a large toothy smile. So unbearably vivid, I have to believe he sees them too. Who made you believe that about yourself? I hold his gaze. When you say those words, who is speaking through you? He turns away, as we both notice the beginning of tears. Point taken. I'll mull that one over. But I think I have an answer. It's clear from his tone that he has no intention of telling me. Not here. Not now. That's okay. Take your time, Artemis. I'm not going anywhere. The silence stretches comfortably on, muffled and wrapped in the glow of winter. He chuckles, and the snow echoes in waves around us before burying itself in the snowdrifts. He deftly plucks the cigarette from his beak. What you thinking about? Hassan, I would sit it for you, but... He gestures back towards the house, eyes alight with humor once more. I don't want to break any more of Theo's windows. That gets a laugh out of me for sure. Your voice can't be that bad. Oh no, it is. Well, same question then. Who told you that? Hey, that line only works once a night. Besides, I gotta maintain some self-loathing. It's basically my brand. Anyway, with a more violent motion than strictly necessary, he subs out the half-burnt smoke and tucks it neatly into the pocket ashtray. I catch only one word carved into its surface before it vanishes again. Love. That's enough. He says firmly, more to himself than me. We need to go back inside now. I'm freezing. So you do get cold. He gives me a look. Yeah, of course I do. Well, you don't dress like it. Fair enough. We cross the porch and bundle back through the doorway. Two flickering shadows, leaving only the barest of impressions behind. I turn for one last look, and my eyes rest on the single, brave streetlight, casting its loathsome shadow on the world below. The trusty air mattress lets out a puff as I collapse onto it once more. Are you sure that's enough space for you? Yeah, there's plenty of room. But we can move some more furniture to... Nope. No more furniture moving today. I'm sick of it. Well, alright. But if I notice that you look at all cramped, I'll move some tables. You better not. You couldn't stop me. Yeah, actually, I think I could. Have you seen your noodle arms? He flushes hotly. Hey, only I can call them that. Here's your pillow. He chucks it at me and I duck just in time. Hey, you better be careful. One of these days I just might throw one back. We finish setting up my stuff and take turns in the bathroom, wordlessly agreeing that we're both tired enough to go to bed. He settles onto the couch, tucking himself neatly beneath a hefty 3 layers of sheets and blankets. And don't judge. I like to be cozy. I nestle into my own blankets, tossing and turning a few times, fluffing up the pillow and rearranging the covers until they're just right. Typical cat-like behavior, I see. What was that you just said about not judging? Finally, after a brief exchange of yawns, Artemis leans over the side of the couch, then hesitates. Do you mind if I put some soft music on? I usually need something playing to help me drift off. Yes, play your music. Play your white boy music. Go ahead. I don't mind at all. Thanks. Sleep well, Leo. I'll see you in the morning. Once again, the hail resumes, lashing fiercely against the small basement window. The storm isn't over yet. I had a feeling that this was gonna be the end of it. Now I kinda wanna know what the fuck are these playlists. Enrichment for my enclosure, let's see. Looks like a collection of upbeat party hits and fun bangers. Fun, bubbly, and energetic. Well, I suppose this will wake me up. Oh, sorry, I didn't change it if you're not in the mood. Nah. It's probably why I need to stay awake, honestly. I hate naps and I hate sleeping in. I'm hardcore diurnal. And yet somehow we're still friends. Through a lot of hard work and perseverance. A year or so ago, Artemis established a rule. Ollie explains to me, grin broadly. I'm not allowed to send him links, photos, or GIFs after 10 p.m. This boy literally never sleeps. I had to lay down some ground rules for my own health and safety. Artemis just can't keep up with my hyper-modern lifestyle. No one can. Sometimes I really wonder if you sleep at all. Yeah, well, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it just be like that. Sleep and I don't always get along. Yeah, you're just weird that way. You don't ever have trouble sleeping, Artemis? Hardly. I keep a steady schedule, and once I'm out, I'm out. Okay, well, you know I struggle with steady schedules. Or steady anything, really. That's just not how my brain works. Yeah, I know. No shade, of course. Artemis says gently, repositioning his wings on the couch with a soft flutter. What about you, Leo? It depends on the night. I sleep alright when I don't dream. I try with all my might to avoid looking at Artemis. Though I'm not exactly sure why. You know what? I'm actually the same way. Well, sort of. I get sleep paralysis. What? It happens so infrequently that I just kind of forget about it. Or I guess I block it out. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that too. I mean, it's been years since the last attack, right? You don't gotta call it an attack. That makes it sound like some kind of seizure or something. And no, I don't think years. More like a year and a half? Maybe you're done with it then. Maybe. Artemis doesn't sound convinced. What is it like, if you don't mind me asking? It fucking sucks. That's what it's like. Your bones and your muscles go completely rigid. Sometimes you can move your eyes, sometimes not. Once you realize you can't move, the panic sets in. Even though you know what's happening, it never gets any better. If you're lucky, you don't actually see anything. If not, long story short, it blows. Wow. Yup. So you're saying I should stay awake for the rest of my life, just in case? Artemis throws a pillow at Ollie, who immediately breaks into a fit of giggles. Okay, so that was the end of that. Okay, that was the first one. Now let's check chat. Is this real? What is this playlist? Sad, soft, and somber. But oh, so sweet. Ah, yes. Chat, is this real? Always a good question to ask. Seriously? Cause honestly, I'm never sure. Think about it. How do you know that any of this is real? Sure, I mean, I think I'm sitting here in Theo's basement talking with the two of you and you're hearing me. But this could all be a hallucination, or a simulation, or some secret third thing. So, I guess before you ask the question, chat, is this real? You first have to ask, is chat real? And for that matter, what does real even mean? I guess you could argue that something is real and you can prove it exists, but how can you prove that? What does it mean to exist? Did I go too deep there? Not necessarily, I'm just thinking. Same. I would argue that something exists if you can experience it. Like, for instance, Artemis raised a talent at the bottles of booze on the wall of Theo's bar. I can see the vodka on that shelf over there. If I were to walk over to it, I could touch the glass and take the bottle down. I could tap it with a talon and it would make a sound. And of course, I could drink it and taste how vile it is. Not a fan of vodka, huh? Not even a little bit. Is that not proof enough that it's real? If you think about it though, aren't all sensory experiences just signals being sent to you by your brain? So, if you would drink the vodka and it tastes awful, all you really know is that your brain is telling you that it tastes awful. But then, in that scenario, aren't you still assuming that your brain exists? I suppose so. Well, yes, actually, naturally. I think therefore I am, right? Your brain is the one thing that you can prove exists. Isn't all this a little academic? I mean, at the end of the day, does it really matter whether or not we can prove we exist? Would it really fundamentally change the way we view or treat each other? I don't know. Probably not. Not for me anyway. But I always treat fake people with respect. That's why I always pick the nice option in video games. Some people say things like, but it's all fantasy, you can do whatever you want. And my answer to that is always, okay, well, what I want is to be nice. Even if the people I'm talking to in the game aren't real, I still want to be kind to them and help them with their problems if possible. Oh my god, he gets me so for real. Tell me why I tend to choose like the nicer options in choice-based video games. Because I feel bad if I do something and that fucking NPC computer character gets so sad. Or mad. Like, I hate feeling like that. Like, if you guys ever heard that game Facade, I've been watching a lot of GH Coffee's VODs on it. It took a minute getting used to it, but it was hard to watch sometimes because he would just like type in like the most aggressive, like short-tempered, mean, like words to say to the two fake characters, and it's so funny. It took a minute to get used to it. But yeah, I typically like the nicer options of video games. Maybe that's why I'll never touch the genocide route in Undertale. Even if the people I'm talking to in the game aren't real, I still want them to be kind to them and help them with their problems if possible. So honestly, if I woke up tomorrow and knew with complete certainty that you two were not real, it wouldn't change my behavior one bit. Ollie, sometimes you are too pure for this world. I can't tell if that's a compliment or not. Perfect, now that's the end of that segment. You know, I had a feeling this was going to be shorter. I had a feeling this was going to be a really short video. Well, short to me, I'm clocking in at around like 45 minutes. But anyway, thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you find yourself interested in this channel, drop back to my older videos and my older VODs and catch up on everything, including Promises to Keep. And if you really liked what you see, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you want to follow me anywhere else, you can follow me on Twitter and Bluesky. I'll leave the links in the description below. And I'll also leave a link to the game in the description below. And once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!